Now, Law got to school in July '67.
Yeah.
Right. Was the Urban League involved immediately? Or like, how did the programs go?
Yeah, it was involved immediately because when it was set up, the father, with his foresight, had to get us off the street and get us into the next level of our knowledge advancement. And the next level of our knowledge advancement, as he taught, was that we had to get a skilled trade and profession at higher levels of the educational system to come back and build a nation, you know, as proficiently as we could. And that means that we had to learn knowledge first. So you had to get the knowledge of whatever skill, trade, or profession that we may have wanted to acquire to come back to build a nation. You know, as pros, experts, you know, being proficient in doing, not just getting information and come back and doing something with it and effing it up. We had to get it and come back and, but that was after we got the knowledge itself. First, this is why I got the Street Academy, is that we had to master the Double Six. And in mastering the Double Six, we had to get a high school diploma or either a GED. And that's where he opened up the school for GED program.
Right.
And then he made the next connection with the headmaster of Harlem Prep for college-bound institutions. You know, and I seen him do all them steps, and I participated. I was one of the first students at a law school in Mecca. You know, I was one of the second wave of those at How You At, but I was one of the first qualified that he sent to Harlem Prep, along with Dumar and Umla. Yeah, us street was the first street to go to Harlem Prep. At least to go to register. I didn't get in the first time.
Like you told me, like
Dr. Ben.
Dr. Ben.
I told him about, you know, I smoke herb. And I told him I experimented with it. I didn't say I smoked.
You said experiment.
I experimented. At least I smoked the joint.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to be truthful. I smoke pounds of that shit. But I want him to like, yo, I'm telling you the truth that I did experiment with it.
Right.
You know? But he said, nah, just that experimentation, now you might be a risk. He didn't say that.
He didn't say it to you.
But that it was tantamount to me being a failure. He thought maybe I might do something that would make the school look bad. And from his perspective, I realized that. At that time, I hated on him. I didn't like it. You know, I was supposed to get in with my brothers.
Right.
You know, they smoke reefer too.
They smoke reefer too.
They smoke with D.
But they didn't
tell him. They didn't tell him. I should have kept my mouth closed.
Wow.
I shouldn't have been as truthful.
Wow.
Yeah, but they told me, nah, I didn't tell him, nah, I ain't telling that shit, nah. And they went on and got in and graduated. They was two of the first to graduate from Harlem Prep. And got money when the father returned. In fact, the father seen them. That was his signal that he had did his job. Because that happened they graduated on June 9th, 1969, on a born day. An equality born year.
Right, so he got to see that.
He's seen that. Right here. The ceremony was in front of Teresa Hotel, 125th Street, in the street. And the father seen that right down the block from where he was building. And 3 days later, 4 days later, on the Knowledge Understanding Day, he went home. But they was on their way to college. And mind you, God, this is real. We was thugs, hoodlums, and whatever you want to call some wayward motherfuckers. We was the epitome of it. Right here from Harlem.
The downtrodden.
The downtrodden, we was the ones. I'm talking about the stick up, the heroin, whatever. We was getting money that way. And we was getting it big for teenagers at that time, because prior to our crop of teenagers, they wasn't wearing gaiters and silks and diamond rings and beginning to drive cars. Until that crop, you could check out, you know, anybody that came around that time before. The teenagers wasn't getting it like that. The teenagers wasn't selling no drugs, because the drugs that was being sold prior to that time was by older guys. and most of them was musicians and people in that world. But we was the first to like come out like that. We was on that crest where we was getting it from the best teachers in black culture. Malcolm X, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Kenneth B. Clark too. Right? He was national. He was the one that did that study with the black dolls and the white dolls that was used in the segregation case of 1954. That Dr. Bennett Clark. In fact, his big joint is over that big building.
Right.
That's his building, right? But he was one of the teachers. He was the first one director of How You At, the first anti-poverty program in the world.
If Mecca did this.